Not gonna lie, guys. Ronnie Rios right now on Pro Box, he looks really fucking good. He's fighting a guy named Polanco, and I thought Ronnie Rios, being 2 years removed from the sport, was gonna have a little bit of ring rust. That Polanco would be a little tricky for him. Well, honestly, man, Ronnie Rios looks like he hasn't even missed a beat. He's throwing good combinations. His stamina. He looks to be like he's a rejuvenated, fresh man. And I think he's winning Polanco so far, probably 3 rounds to 0. It's a 10-round fight, but I think I lost some $30, but the opportunity to win 900. But we'll see if Polanco can come back in the second half. Maybe the ring rust and the boxing conditioning takes a toll on Ronnie, but we'll see. But right now, man, these early couple of rounds, he looks good, and shit, he might knock out Polanco. That being said, man, it's been a very interesting weekend. And at these fights in the horizon with Jaime, Munguia, and Canelo, and other fights, especially Turkey Ali Sheik and his Riyadh season, that seems to never end. I feel like it's Riyadh season the past 3 years, nonstop. But nevertheless, man, let's talk a little bit of Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney, right? As Ryan continues to go through his rounds and do the social media, he's really enjoying the limelight. And for the people that bet on Ryan, well, they won a pretty penny. And maybe you can say that Ryan is a fucking marketing genius and he bet on himself and he got things done. And now he's accomplished. But another perspective that a lot of people seem to keep dismissing is, Ryan Garcia did in fact cheat. Okay, I don't have to explain the definition of cheating to you guys because you guys should know what it is and what it looks like. What it looks like what Ryan Garcia did in terms of paying a hefty fine for him to get an advantage over Devin Haney. Right? That's what he did. He took advantage of the situation against Devin Haney. And Devin Haney, maybe in retrospect, should have walked away and fought Arnold Barboza because Arnold, to my knowledge, he made weight. And Devin should have fought Arnold. But a lot of people aren't thinking that, right? Vince, salute to you, brother. Ryan is La Raza because the fans that cheered him on. Well, I hope so. When it comes down to people that question another man's heritage, nationality, or just culture, like Bill Haney, that doesn't know how to keep his mouth out of everybody else's business. Ryan is La Raza. And like that lady in that interview in Fight Hype, or when you question all those Mexicans, quote unquote, real Mexicans, when that lady stood up and said, I don't know, man, I saw Ryan fought Oscar Duarte in Texas and he looked like a badass to me. When she said that, she was the only one that voiced and stood up for Ryan. And we've always said this here on this channel, man. Ryan is a badass. He's really good. Yeah, he doesn't speak the common tongue, right? He doesn't speak proper, hell, if any, Spanish, right? I know he was with Jaylene and that was his Spanish tutor, but look, man, many shapes and sizes and shades of brown, right? You don't have to look like Mikey Garcia. That's not what Mexican or Mexican American looks like, man, right? Mestizos are mixed. That's all it is, man. And anybody that wants to, or anyone that has grandparents or that bloodline, well, eres Mexicano, way. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes down to Bill questioning Ryan, if he's La Raza, yeah, Bill, Ryan is La Raza. La Raza, La Raza. Fucking Bill Haney, bro. I'm sure you guys have maybe watched that interview or that conversation and that live between Bill Haney and Floyd Mayweather, but you can tell Bill Haney is still, I don't know, you would think that he was the one that got punched by the face by Ryan Garcia because his thoughts and his cognitive thinking in terms of processing certain information his thoughts seem to be all over the place. He's not listening very well. He probably took a tempo shot from Ryan himself. He's all over the place. So he went on some ignorant talk and some ignorant shit with Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather basically was addressing, hey, bro, do we got beef? Are we enemies, right? And basically Bill said, I don't know. How do you feel about that? And they went on for like another, 15 minutes. And just to give you guys a little context, many years ago, this has been brewing on for a really long time. Floyd Mayweather has been blocking, right, in a competitive standpoint and trying to shut down the likes of Devin Haney and Teofimo Lopez and Shakur Stevenson, because these kids used to train at the boxing gym of Floyd Mayweather, and all of these guys signed with somebody else. And Floyd Mayweather, with his power and his influence, has always, underneath and behind closed doors, he tried to shut certain opportunities away from these guys, paying for certain venues, taking certain dates so these fighters can't fight on those venues and those certain dates. And when they do, Floyd will announce a fight, try to steal the spotlight by announcing his own exhibition matches and taking certain followers from those events. From a competition standpoint, it's not hating, it's business. If you're trying to eliminate the competition and monopolize a sport where all roads lead to Rome and that's your channel of distributing goods, then it's not hating because it falls on the line of business, right? You got to get it your own way. And guess what? You are going to get met through some resistance. That's everybody's competition. Is that called hating? No, it's called business, right? And Bill Haney, since he likes to always go on this ignorant talk and talk about streets and what you've done for the streets and X, Y, and Z, and he wants to talk about real life and things of that nature, he didn't really address any certain points when it came down to Floyd Mayweather. See, Floyd Mayweather was just trying to keep it boxing related, which is why he was talking about boxing. Bill, like always, gets very personal. And he wants to talk about people being La Raza with Ryan Garcia. And he wants to basically tell Floyd Mayweather, you're not black enough because you don't help people on the streets. Floyd Mayweather years ago, he said that he's all lives matter type of thing. So, he said some like controversial things in terms of like being a black nationalist and all these things, right? Look, man, I don't really get much too deep into these talks because those aren't my battles to fight. But for the sake of just conversation, Bill Haney has taken this loss extremely awful. Yes, Bill Haney is a great father, and he's done great things for Devin Haney. But if Floyd Mayweather feels some type of resentment towards Devin Haney when he basically taught him how to box and learn the Mayweather role when his father was teaching him, right, Floyd Mayweather Sr., and they teach you the game and influence and all these things, and then you don't sign with him and you go sign with the white man and Eddie Hearn, yeah, Floyd Mayweather's supposed to feel some type of way. I understand that Bill and Devin, they're trying to be independent, respectable, it's commendable, right? But look at Kermel Moulton. He's learning from Floyd Mayweather, like Tank Davis, and guess what? They signed with Floyd Mayweather. So if you're all about being with the people, Bill and Devin, well, you guys did Floyd Mayweather dirty. That's just the reality that, at least from an outsider looking in, that's what it looks like. Yes, Bill is a great father. You know what I'm saying? He's a great father in terms of the relationship that he has with Devin. But I can say the same thing with Teofimo Sr. and Angel Garcia, that is with Danny, and what he is with Teo Jr. They're all great fathers for their sons. Look what they've accomplished too, right? Robert Guerrero Sr. has done great things with Robert Guerrero Jr. So he's not the only father-to-son trainer that's excelled and always had their sons back. There's been a lot of boxers with fathers training in their corner, and they've done great things together. So I don't know. I know a lot of people like to give Bill Haney like this credit that's never been seen before. But a couple years ago, Sean Porter's father was getting lambasted, like he was fucking being criticized for every single thing for taking care of and doing good business for his son, Sean. People criticized Kenny Porter for stopping the fight against Bud Crawford when, Bill, you probably should have stopped that fight for your son as well because he was getting fucked up. And no, he was not winning that fight, and no, it was not a draw. 8 rounds to 4 plus 3 more additional knockdowns that you got to give Ryan. I think Devin only landed one significant left hook. All right. He could not box or outbox Ryan because he got caught in the first minute of the first round. He threw his best punch, a jab, and Ryan caught him in between. Yeah, Ryan did cheat. He did get a size advantage, but you guys renegotiated when he didn't make weight by damn near 4 pounds. And guess what? You guys sold out. Bill or whoever negotiated on behalf of Devin, you sold your son out for $1.5 million, and you got beat. Ronnie just got a KO after 2 years of fucking guy. Oh, he did. Yeah. Man, congratulations, Ronnie Rios. I thought that he was going to have a struggling fight. I thought that he would lose, but nah, man. Like, after the first round, he looked great. I was like, fuck. I didn't bet too much money just because Polanco doesn't hit extremely hard. So I put $30 for him to win by decision. I could have paid out like 900, but it is what it is. You know, it's a small integer bet. If it parlays very nice, you know, you get a good little bag, but it is what it is, man. So a lot of people criticize Kenny Porter, but no one's criticizing Bill Haney. A couple years back, when Venado Lopez beat Gabe Flores, everybody was criticizing his father, you know, Flores Sr., for not stopping and protecting his son Gabe. Oh, man, he shouldn't be taking punishment like that. But no one ever asked Bill Haney to stop that fight. Only Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia was like, come on, Bill. Like, bro, I'm not trying to put your kid in a casket right now. You stole my childhood friend. Bill didn't listen. And no one's even making that argument that he should have stopped that fight. But when it came down to Kenny Porter stopping and protecting his son Sean, he did the wrong thing, right? When Gabe Flores Sr. didn't stop the fight for Junior, when Alberto Lopez was piecing him apart, everyone talked shit about him, that he should look for a new trainer and all these things. But no one holds that same argument to Bill Haney, right? It is what it is. Going back to that situation with him and Floyd Mayweather Sr. So Bill keeps harping about these things about the streets. Now, a lot of people, they might think about it, man, he's talking about, the ghettos and what he's doing for the people. Or maybe just when he talks about the streets, it's everything outside of boxing. You know how they like to speak in tongue and they're not really explicit. They keep a lot of underlining tones. And then again, Floyd wanted to talk about boxing. Bill was like, he wanted to keep it personal. So he kept it personal. He talked about his daughters, talked about his kids, how they're getting in trouble and he's not being a good influence and buying them things. Floyd Mayweather was like, look, dude, everyone's an adult. I gave them the world, spoiled more than most children, gave them access to, private tutors and private education, bought them, Toyota Camrys of the year and things of that nature. And if they want to marry the likes of NBA Youngboy, well, that's really out of my control, right? But Bill Haney's supposed to be like, nah, bro, but he's supposed to, marry an Eddie Hearn-like fighter with blue eyes and chiseled cheeks and things of that nature. At the end of the day, man, when you're an adult, you can be there for your kid for every single day of the week, but just a little slip up, they're going to sneak out the window, whatever the case may be, and they're going to do what they're going to do because eventually, that's what young adults do. They want to learn things their own way and pave their own road. And Floyd Mayweather was trying to say that, but Bill was like, nah. And he kept going personal. Look, you guys can listen to it. You guys can think about it, whatever it is that you guys see. Yo, what's going on? Sports Archives, bro? Shit, you ready for the draft, man? Can't wait. I haven't talked nothing about football, man, because, obviously my Niners lost the Super Bowl. So, I don't really want to talk football, but I'm excited for the draft. But yeah, man, how could you say that Devin Haney did not get cheated by Ryan Garcia, right? He cheated. It's point blank period. Like, dude, he came overweight by 3-4 pounds. Mexicans cried when Oscar Valdez, when he got his jaw broken by Scott Quigg, when Scott Quigg from the UK missed weight by 2 pounds, right? Everyone talks shit about Scott Quigg, but somehow Ryan Garcia gets this pass. And he continues to get this pass because, look, Bill Haney talks a lot of shit. He has to eat crow. He sold his son. He put his son in a horrible position. And all they cared was about $500,000 per pound. It is what it is. They renegotiated. It's hard to cry for Devin because you wanted money. You got the money and you got your ass beat. That happened too. So, Bill, yeah, you are a good father, but even good fathers make mistakes. And you made a mistake that Saturday that put your son in harm's way and he got fucked up. So you got to live with that. And when Floyd Mayweather then was coaching your son at 14 and 15 and 16, and when he asked you if if you want some help, and you were like, man, when have we ever asked for your help? I don't need it then, I don't need it now. Nah, bro. That same attitude lets me know that you're very ungrateful. Floyd Mayweather taught your son. He sparred with your son. He gave you access to resources, access to his brain, to his tutelage, to his discipline. Your son soaked it up, and he took the business with Eddie Hearn into zone when you could have sided with your people. So, Bill, you didn't really take care of Floyd Mayweather, did you? Does Floyd Mayweather need taken care of? I mean, apparently you have a better understanding of what a father's supposed to look like. Maybe you could have given a little bit of your tutelage and your wisdom to Floyd Mayweather to help him become a better father. But you walked away and you went to Eddie Hearn. Floyd Mayweather's supposed to feel salty about that shit. If I was coaching somebody else's kid for 10 fucking years and I gave you access to everything that I have, right? Because you don't need money, but you need everything else. And then you run away and sign with somebody else. Yeah, I'm supposed to feel some type of way. It's like, all right, cool. You played me. It's all good. But let me see what I can do in terms of my power, my influence. That's just simple, tricks of the trade, art of war type of things, And at the end of the day, you can be like, well, why is he helping Ryan Garcia? Well, guess what? Floyd Mayweather and Ryan Garcia have always been close too. Floyd has always wanted to sign Ryan Garcia as well, as much as he wanted to sign Shakur and Devin and Teofimo Lopez. And everybody of those four amazing prospects at the time that went with different promoters. In fact, Floyd Mayweather's daughter, I don't know, I think her name is Yaya. She liked Ryan Garcia, had a big crush on him. Now, I'm not saying that Floyd was kind of like tailoring his daughter to date Ryan Garcia, but, I'm probably sure that he wanted Ryan to date his daughter over a fucking NBA young boy. I mean, that's just a fucking fact. But nevertheless, man, that's that certain argument. Bill Haney, bro, you should not be doing any interviews. Like just a couple, but you should stay quiet because you don't really have anything to say that's important right now because you got beat. You got outplayed by Bernard Hopkins. You're not the toughest dude in the streets, all right? Bernard Hopkins will light a firecracker up your ass and fucking bomb on you, dude. Like, stop. We've seen you hide, bro. When Bernard Hopkins told you in private, hey, I'm gonna go fuck you up in private. Let's go. But the spin zone of certain crews and channels, they're gonna tell you a different story, and they're just gonna placate and say that Bernard Hopkins is a weirdo, bro. Ryan's team and company, they outplayed you. That's what it is. You gotta eat crow because your son took a beating, and that's the reason why he's got to take a break from boxing and then assess his situation as he's supposed to. You know what I mean? He's got to go back to the drawing board. But anyway, Devin, rooting for you. But yeah, man, probably shouldn't have given Ryan that advantage over you because you've always had advantages over the older fighters. Like Lomachenko, Linares, Jojo Diaz, whether it's height, arm length, reach, weight. You fought a kid in his prime, similar age to you, and you got pieced apart. Anyway. Sports Archives goes cheating. Hell yeah. Weight bullying is definitely cheating. They're both weight bullies. Stop it, bro. Yeah, but I agree. They both are weight bullies, but Devin rehydrates afterwards. You see, he always makes weight. Devin has never missed weight, right? And Ryan is fighting in Ryan weights. He's making up his own weight classes, 143 pounds, 144, like Canelo weight. Ryan's making up his own weight classes. Ryan is not a champion. Right? He doesn't really care to be called a champion. That's all really he needs in terms of his credibility. Ryan is no different than Jake Paul. A lot of people love to give Jake Paul a lot of credit. I like to give him credit to a certain degree because it's not easy knocking out fighters in real life. But what happened when Jake Paul finally fought a boxer? He didn't look too good. He just had a puncher's chance. Ryan is similar to Jake Paul in the sense that they bring certain eyes and new fan base to the events. That's all it is. And I'm all for it. You know what I mean? It's good business for the sport of boxing to grow, but these guys are just having moments. They're not really building careers. You get what I'm saying? Vince Vargas goes, Ryan is a champion in my heart. Hey, man, I can't fault you, bro. Like, he's the fucking guy right now. Like, that's all he needs. Clean up his act a little bit, polish up, make certain weights. Boom. He could have been a champion, but he just cared about winning in general, right? But you can't walk around and being a champion because the legends of past years that did have to sacrifice that additional 3.4 pounds to make weight, that matters. So yes, Devin and Ryan are both weight bullies, but Devin always makes weight, which means he's sacrificing that additional weight and ounces, pounds to make certain weights. If he's willing to weaken himself, he should have the right and willing to rehydrate himself to get himself the best advantage to win, right? That's not cheating. It is getting an advantage, but he's playing by the rules. Ryan was willing to pay a hefty fine of close to $2 million to take an advantage and cheat Devin. You see the difference? Context matters, man. There is a disparity. Like, there's a distinction between two clauses here. 1.5 or 2 million is chump change for Ryan, I guess. It ain't chump change to you and me. Hell no, that's a lot of fucking money. Anyway. Warp Speed goes, no, Haney is a big boy, but abides by his promises to make weight. Absolutely. So, yeah, he was like 155 pounds against Lomachenko. But that same 20 pounds that he rehydrated, that same 20 pounds he had to cut. As you saw, the kid is, I mean, you seen people make weight. It looks horrible. It looks like they're on some certain, I'm not going to use that word, but they're in some certain camps where you're like, you know, dehumanized of your human spirit. Anyway, Sports Archives goes, who do you think is getting drafted? Top 5 picks. Well, it would be stupid of me not to choose the quarterbacks, the obvious ones, right? You have that kid May, probably go to the Patriots or maybe the Washington Commanders. You know, you have Caleb Williams, the usual 5 suspects. That's usually who these guys are going to go for. And the thing is, what's crazy about it is this. All those teams need a quarterback. Now, if I was, from my perspective, right, like if I'm the Chicago Bears, I would have traded my first-round pick and I would have stood with Justin Fields, right? Let's say whoever wants Caleb Williams. I like Caleb Williams, right? But I don't think more what does Joe Biden say? I don't think more. I don't know. There's like this little thing where he goes, then a fly. Now, if I was the Chicago Bears, I would have stood by Justin Fields. I liked his growth, and I would have drafted a receiver for him. I would have traded out on my first-round pick, maybe to like a 6, and asked for 4 rounds, 4 first-round draft picks for whoever team traded with me, and some change. And then I'm building around Justin Fields. I like Justin Fields, but the Bears traded Justin Fields to the Pittsburgh Steelers for some fucking odd reason. And I guess they're banking in on a rookie, on Caleb Williams. I can't fault him. He looks to be an amazing quarterback. But there's always that thing where it's welcome to the NFL. I will say this, though. The NFL is way softer these days, and they're much more quarterback and much more rookie-friendly. That the level of aggressiveness in terms of the defense that has to be tailored and the defense is being tamed by these new rules, that it's softer. There's not a lot of fear that these new rookie quarterbacks have in terms of defenses because the level of hits, the level of competition, and the level of hostility in terms of late hits and low blows that you can hit on a quarterback, even let alone trash talking, it's pretty much non-existent in the NFL. It's almost becoming flag football. And the Pro Bowl is, it's representative of that. But nevertheless, so I think Caleb Williams will have a lot of success. But yeah, man, as usual, just to keep it short, Sports Archives, the usual 5 will go. And I think 4 of them or 5 of them will be a QB. I think the Arizona Cardinals, they'll go with like Marvin Harrison Jr. from Ohio State. And I think that'll be one of the only receivers to go in the top 5. The rest should be all QBs. I don't think a lot of them are first-round talents because when I look at first-round talent, I think about guys like Andrew Luck. Think about guys like Patrick Mahomes and Peyton Manning. I don't think Caleb Williams is that type of player. Only time will tell. I'll tell you this. That situation that's going on in Chicago with Keenan Allen, Cole Kmet, those three running backs, Rashawn Johnson, and who they have alongside that receiver that they picked up from the Carolina Panthers, that's a good fucking receiving core with experience and a lot of veterans. So Caleb Williams is going to have a great deal throwing to those amazing receivers. But I'm saying, y'all couldn't tailor that offense to fit Justin Fields? Like, bro, Justin Fields is a fucking stud. Watch what he does over there in Pittsburgh. He's going to beat Russell Wilson for the starting role. He's going to be their number one quarterback. And watch what he does with Deontay Johnson and those receiving cores alongside Najee Harris. Just watch what Justin Fields does. And Mike Tomlin's going to do great things with him. Anyway, boxing. Ryan Garcia cheated Devin Haney, right? With the weight stipulation. Got an unfair advantage of 4 pounds. Paid a hefty fine. Devin sold out. Went for the easy, I guess, $1.5 million. And he got tore apart. But that's the obvious. Everyone talks about that. So Ryan Garcia went on an interview. Hold on. I just got to tune in real quick to see if Speed and them are on. No. Sports Archives goes, because Fields is ass. I don't think so, man. Yo, how come my comments don't show up? Like this screen shows different comments than the one. I don't know. Lost my train of thought. Football, boxing. Okay, yeah. Ryan Garcia, right? So Ryan Garcia is going on a podcast basically soon after his fight. And he talked about that how he had this whole situation with helping the kids. And, you know, that he was kidnapped. All of this was a tactical ploy or a marketing scheme. And how he had all these things planned out for months. And he finally released it to the public. And basically, he deceived the public. And I talked about this in the past. How he deceived the public to think that he was a madman. But now he looks like he's a marketing genius, right? And, you know, he bet $2 million on himself that cashed out an additional $14 million. And he's looking like a genius right now, right? A lot of people will call him a genius or a madman because he's Christian or he represents and he honors Jesus Christ. You might say that he's the Antichrist in the sense that that's what the Antichrist does. They deceive people to tell you that they're the fallen angel, so to speak, or just an angel, and then they turn out and basically pull a fast one on you and then just burn the world down. Now, I know that's a drastic picture to paint, but it's essentially what Ryan Garcia did. He went on this serious issue, this political, social, important matter, right? You guys seen that movie that was by Angel Studios? You know, Mel Gibson was like, y'all, people got to see this movie. It's about child kidnapping and child exploitation. And then in that film, I think it's called The Sound of Freedom. Could be wrong, but I think I'm just going to go with The Sound of Freedom because it sounds accurate. That in that film, they start giving statistics and how it's a $150 billion industry, right? So this is the argument or the truth that Ryan was talking about for this whole buildup of the fight. But now he's basically letting us know that it was intentional, that it was, you know, scripted, that it wasn't spontaneous, that he was being kidnapped, being in the forest, and he had recordings and all of these things. It was disingenuous. It was a lie. It was just essentially to sell the fight, to mislead the public's eye, and to mislead, I don't know, the casinos, so he can bet on himself to cash in an additional $12 million. He cheated the system, basically, and he got away with it. It's like some Nancy Pelosi, you know, insider stock trading, bro. Like, am I fucking in the wrong here? I don't know, man. You know, like, what are we talking about here? You see what I'm saying? Like, how are we going to give this dude, the Antichrist, who goes on to say that Jesus Christ is all loving, all caring, and all this, and he goes on and does some other things, but Ryan gets a pass because he's pretty. That's some fucked up shit. Look, man. I don't know, man. I mean, you guys gotta correct me, man. I might be in the fucking wrong here, you know. But I don't think these issues should be for marketing schemes and to mislead the public. No, you're supposed to inform your public, Ryan. You are speaking a certain level of truth, but stand on business. You see what I'm saying? Um, but hey, if that was a scripted thing and he was going, I thought it was a manic, depressive episode because he was going through a divorce and going through a lot of things that aren't common to. But he has bad timing of certain events. You see what I'm saying? He could have been the voice for the sound of freedom, but then he just turns his back and basically says, "Oh, it's just a marketing scheme." I don't know about you guys, man, but that's like a cop out. That's like saying Alex Jones when he got put into court and the judge, when they asked him about all these situations about reptilians and the lizard man, he was like, "Oh, I'm just playing an actor. This is an acting job. I'm just building a fan base. I'm just building a channel." Bro, that's such a cowardice act. If you stand on what you believe in, then like Captain Morgan, you got to stand with your leg up, bro. Like, come on, what are we talking about here? But again, that's what the Antichrist does. Even to the point of this. I like Ryan, but just because I like his left hook and how he possibly could be a boxer, and what we talked about in this past, this dude airs out his dirty laundry to the whole world to see, right? Look at the back and forth when Oscar De La Hoya tried to protect him and told him walk away from this Tank Davis deal. Then he turns his back and be like, "Free me from a contract if you don't believe in me." No, you dumbass. He believed in you so much that he told you walk away, but you wanted to listen to your manager, Guadalupe Valencia, and your father. Those guys don't know boxing like Oscar knows boxing. They're weakening you. And you still want to be buddy-buddy with Floyd Mayweather and Leonard Ellerbe. Like, what the fuck are you doing? That is your enemy. That's your arch rival. But you want to depart from Oscar because he wasn't there in your corner because A, he was receiving death threats, or B, he's mad at you because he knew you could have had a better chance to beat Tank, but you didn't listen to him. So you got to eat crow by yourself. I'm not your daddy. I don't got to go on social media and protect you. No, you didn't want to listen to me when you were up in the up, and when you're down in the down. Now you want me to still be in your quarter and coddle you and pick you up and carrying you on the shoulder and lay you down in bed? What the fuck are you talking about? That's the type of shit that I can't support Ryan Garcia. This is the type of shit that even though he beat Devin Haney and we win a little bit of money together, that doesn't mean like, oh man, this dude is the exemplary version of Jesus Christ. You see? If he was Muslim and if he were to do certain shenanigans in the manner that he was doing, you can't play with the Muslim religion. Look what the French did, right? That article, Charlie Hebdo. Speed, am I saying it right? What did they do to them? But you see, you know what? I'm not going to talk about religion like that. I don't want to affect my folk. Let me see. Hold on. Let's see. He said that story was true. Did you watch the PBD podcast interview? You know what? I haven't watched the entirety of it, but people have submitted and given me little sound bites of it. And people at work like to talk to me about boxing that I basically should have to watch. I don't really like listening to Ryan Garcia interviews. I feel dumber by listening to it. So maybe I'm getting this incomplete version. But what story of what he said was true? That he got abducted to the forest? I mean, whatever it is, he sent us. He showed a video of how the police authorities were at his, apartment, and they were questioning him. So again, I don't know. He never released the footage. Obviously, why would he if he's watching some abduction? But he said he had recording. Obviously, he probably presented it to the authorities, but I don't know, man. I don't really believe a lot of things that Ryan Garcia says. Warp Speed goes, the kid in red beat Steven Navarro, my favorite prospect, who just as of today is officially signed to Top Rank. The Bohemian Grove story. Yeah, Bohemian Grove is a true situation, but I don't think Ryan Garcia got kidnapped and was taken to the forest and was put down, right? Knowing that Ryan can outrun everybody that's trying to chase him, because if you watch him, The dude runs marathons, and he does marathons while going live, and he's without a shortness of breath, let alone he can fight. So I don't think he was kidnapped and thrown into the forest, and he was forced to watch as some Cape Crusaders with antler deer, deer antlers in their head doing some crazy ass shit. Like, I don't believe that from Ryan. Like, come on. Like, he just told you that he's this master deceiver, and he just planted all these stories and these seeds and let it manifest into the world just to make the odds go 8-1. Like, come on. No one's really gonna fact check them, But again, like Speed says, he's a fucking genius. I don't think he's a genius, But maybe I'm being too harsh on him, and the dude's the mastermind. But he is La Raza, though. Yeah, man. So Warp Speed is talking about this is Abner Marquez. This is the next Lomachenko out of Salinas, out of MXN Boxel. Now, he was talking about Jordan Fuentes. So Jordan Fuentes is this amazing, he's a kid in red here. Let me see. He's this kid in red, and he fought this guy named Steven Navarro. And Jordan Fuentes is going to represent Team USA in the Olympics or maybe the Pan American Games. I thought Steven Navarro beat him. I thought Steven Navarro was actually robbed 2-1 or 3-0, but they gave it to Jordan Fuentes, the southpaw in red. Well, they're both southpaw, but the kid in red. And yeah, and to Warp Speed's comment, Steven Navarro did just sign with Top Rank. He had his professional debut at the age of 18. Steven Navarro did on the zone, and he looked exceptionally well. He sparred the likes of Naoya Inoue, Roman Chocolatito. And Steven Navarro said that Chocolatito is the best fighter he's ever shared the ring with over Naoya Inoue. Now, that's his opinion. And obviously, it's a credible one because he's a boxer that's accomplished a lot of national champions. And I believe, like Speed said, Oscar De La Hoya should have signed Steven Navarro. I agree. But, maybe you couldn't sign him now, and Top Rank paid probably better money or had a better, prospective sheet value in terms of how to go about building that certain fighter, better storyline. And Steven Navarro signed with ESPN and Top Rank. But that being said, man, let me see if I can find it. Let me see. Steven Navarro versus Jordan Fuentes. Jordan Fuentes versus Steven Navarro. Okay, so there's this. Okay, there it is. So there's this channel on YouTube called Parallel 8 Productions. The title of the video is, actually, let me just type it here in this computer. Okay. Yo, did my message get deleted? I don't know, man. I don't delete messages, but like for some reason, what I see here and what I see in this other computer, they're like two different messages. Like I don't know, like shadow block certain messages. I don't know. Maybe there's an algorithm. See, like for instance, Ryan is a champion on running through all of these women. Hey, yo, he does pull, man. He does pull them all out and showcase himself for sure. Because Fields is ass. YouTube has, and they started to shadow ban me. So that probably it is what it is. It's possible. There's certain messages like, I mean, I don't really try to shut nobody out. That's just what happens. But anyway, going back to Jordan Fuentes, this is the video right here. Road to the Olympics, upset. Amateur boxer surges past top seeds at the Olympic qualifiers. So y'all can be the judge for yourself. I don't know if I'm supposed to show this, but So right here, Steven Navarro is the guy in blue. And he fights a lot like Lomachenko. Like a fucking microcosm of what his fucking skill traits are. Steven Navarro is incredible. And Jordan Fuentes is the kid in red. Okay. Hold on. No, I'll just shut up and you guys can watch this incredible shit. Hold on. But you got to get it right so I can show you all 3 rounds. Damn, I don't know where will be.
Male 125-pound division. Introducing our boxers. In the red corner, standing with head coach Julio Navarro. From Los Angeles, California, Isaías Navarro. And in mid corner, standing with head coach Joey Fuentes. From Fresno, California, Jordan Fuentes.
So just so you guys can know, the guy in blue, he just signed to Top Rank, and the kid in red is Jordan Fuentes. They're going to be representing Team USA in the Olympics. All right. This is great stuff, but you know, you guys can watch this on your own. But yeah, Parallel A Productions, and you can watch all the fights of Jordan Fuentes and his lead up to how he represented or is going to represent Team USA in the Olympics. Man, great amateur. In this first round, Jordan, like I said, probably won it. And in the second and third round, the kid in blue who just signed to Top Rank, and he's 1-0 as a fighter, 18 years old. And if you guys want to know a little bit more about Jordan Fuentes and his story coming out of Fresno, California, that's all you got to type in, Jordan Fuentes versus Steven Navarro. In the first two videos, you can learn all you need to know in terms of just following these guys as they build up their careers. But anyway, man, so that's that kid in red. But yeah, man, I think shit, I don't really got much else to say other than those things, couple of things. Let me see if Speed wants to hop in really quick. I don't really got much else to say. YouTube they started to shadow ban me. Stop it, bro. You're not that important to be shadow banned, bro. Like, are you Donald Trump? Are you the orange man that is the main sponsor of Fanta? Then you're not fucking getting shadow banned, bro. Okay, you got blocked because you're showing content, you know, kind of like I did, that don't belong to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't do reaction videos of fight footage when you're not there. Like, you know what I mean? It's they're not gonna let you build yourself up of somebody else's content. That's basically what YouTube did. So they restricted you. They didn't shadow ban you. All right, stop it, bro. Stop it. You're not Trump on Twitter or X, bro. Like, you know, starting militias and stuff like that, bro. Like, relax, my guy. Relax. Let me see if I can show this picture. Fuck, man. Yo, Speed. I sent you and Drew the link. And if not, bro, I'm just going to get off. You guys want to come talk boxing, you guys can talk back later on, you know. I don't mind going live later on, but I think it's pretty much all I had to say about those topics. Yeah, man, a lot of people are giving Ryan too much credit. I will say this, though. He did all that he did, misled the public, trained his ass off, and landed his signature blow, the left hook, on Devin Haney. One of the things that I'm not gonna take away from him is that performance. Okay, for good and bad, that performance that Ryan Garcia displayed against Devin Haney, there's a lot of growth that he can learn from, as his, you know, his Floyd Mayweather lookalike taco shell, you know, Philly shell defense. Like, Ryan can continue to get better on that. You know, the ref could have, fuck that ref. Dude, that ref was a fucking joke. That was crazy. But, you know, Ryan can build off that performance and hopefully gets his act together and continue that confidence to grow. He has to fine-tune that shoulder roll or that taco shell defense. Stop turning his back. It's illegal to do so. You know, we don't want a situation that ends up like Pritchard Cologne. You know, I'm not trying to be insensitive here, but the reason why fighters don't usually turn their back, or when you do turn your back, the referee usually stops the fight because you can get hit behind the head. So Ryan has to really understand that. But if the ref is going to allow him to turn his back from conflict, and me personally, I'd rather get hit in my spine than I'd rather get hit in the face or on the liver. You get what I'm saying? But nevertheless, you know, Devin did okay. I thought Devin won maybe 4 rounds. And how Devin was winning rounds, it was mainly because Ryan didn't throw any punches. That's it. Ryan could not sustain beating Haney for 3 minutes of each round. He fought in spurts and in moments. And when he had his moments, it was enough. The flurry of punches, Devin could not block all of them. He wasn't seeing the left hook. Like, bro, you're supposed to be this master Floyd Mayweather-like genius defensive fighter, and you couldn't take away the left hook. I mean, that's all Ryan's got. And that's all Ryan needed. And you couldn't take away that left hook. And I'm like, damn, all right. Like, good luck trying to beat him. Yeah, Ryan is a one-trick pony, but that trick is great, right? Truly, Trey goes, it was a pretty good performance. Yeah, man. From a performance standpoint, it was not bad. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. There's a lot of things that Ryan can do, but we'll see. I was telling Speed, the fighters that should be training under Freddie Roach, Ryan Garcia, David Benavidez, and Jaime Munguia. Those 3 fighters would be best to be trained by Freddie Roach. And the reason being is Freddie Roach, he's an offensive juggernaut and a machine. He doesn't necessarily teach a lot of defense, but he doesn't neglect defense, because Manny Pacquiao had pretty good defense. Miguel Cotto, when he fought Canelo and he beat Sergio Maravilla, they were good defensively fighters. But obviously, Freddie Roach is punches and bunches and combinations, and he's very creative to the head and to the body, and he works on explosion, right? Ryan Garcia, like David Benavidez, like Jaime Munguia, they throw a lot of punches. They're very powerful, fast, and explosive. They would be best to learn under Freddie Roach. You get what I'm saying? He would be able to harness those 3 fighters and multiply their results with punch creativity. Look at Amir Khan. When Amir Khan was training under Freddie Roach, that was the best Amir Khan that you can possibly ever see, right? Look at that performance against Marcos Maidana. Now, you could say, but he was chinny. Well, he was chinny with Virgil Hunter as well. You know, for instance, if Freddie was training Amir Khan for Canelo, Amir Khan's going to get knocked out regardless. But he would have landed much more punches on Canelo than being trained with Virgil. Virgil tries to mold every single one of his fighters that he trains from Andre Ward. He tried to make Amir Khan box like Andre Ward. He tried to make Mario Barrios box like Andre Ward, right? All of those guys aren't Andre Ward. They cannot be Andre Ward. That's why they didn't have a lot of success. But Freddie Roach, every single time that he gets his hand on a fighter, if it's Alex El Cholo Salcedo, if it's Jose Ramirez, all of those fighters that leave Freddie Roach, they don't look good under any other coach. Jose Ramirez looks horrible with Robert Garcia. If Freddie Roach was training Jose Ramirez for that undisputed match against Josh Taylor in the bubble, rather than Robert Garcia, Jose Ramirez he's undisputed. Ryan Garcia would be a champion under Freddie Roach. I'm going to say this too. Jaime Munguia under Freddie Roach might just beat Canelo Alvarez. Okay? And this is the reason why I'm going to say this. I was watching undersized Cotto fight Canelo Alvarez, and Freddie Roach was training Cotto. Cotto did really well. Now, I'm not saying that Jaime Munguia is better than Miguel Cotto or more accomplished than him, but what I will say is this. If Freddie Roach can teach Jaime Munguia what he taught Cotto in that fight, with Jaime's size, power, and speed, and youthfulness, he might give Canelo a lot of fucking problems. One of the ways to beat Canelo, obviously, besides the way the Bivol did or the way that Mayweather did, is you have to attack Canelo to the body. Okay? Cotto threw a lot of jabs. They didn't really throw a lot of Canelo. Check this out. When Canelo was starting off and he was beating guys like Ponchito, Alfonso Gomez, when he was knocking out guys like Victor Ortiz and fighting guys like Shane Mosley, Canelo was throwing a lot of combinations. As Canelo moved up in weight and playing the pound-for-pound game, he started becoming, counterpuncher, a singular shot at a time fighter. Before, he would throw a lot of punches like Jaime Munguia. As he got up, he had to work on more on his defense because these guys are bigger punchers and he's naturally the smaller guy. So he needs to protect himself. So he's got to be careful in terms of his output of punches, right? Well, with Jaime, you got to beat Canelo to the body. He's slower, right? He's very intelligent, but he has a lot of fights, a lot of wear and tear. If you work his body, right, his hands are going to drop to protect himself, and then you can dig to the face. That's got to be one of the game plans. You have to hit Canelo to the body. If you hit him to the body, you're going to have a lot of success. If you try to headhunt Canelo the whole night, like Caleb Plant did with his left hook, like Callum Smith did with his right hand, and all of these fighters, good luck trying to knock Canelo out with a headshot. You do not punch harder than Triple G, and Triple G couldn't do it. If Triple G targeted Canelo to the body, it would be a good fucking dangerous fight. I'm not saying Canelo is weak to the body, but what I'm saying is you can make him slower, and then his hands will drop down in sights, and you can probably land and gash him up in the championship rounds as he's much more fatigued. Truly Trey goes, it was a pretty good performance. Harvey Dock is usually a great ref. It should have been over in the 7th, though. I agree. Yeah, I would agree on both statements. When I've seen Harvey Dock, he's very neutral, unbiased, and impartial. He's a very good ref. He was horrible that night. Horrible. To Ryan Garcia's point, dude, he fought the Illuminati, the ref, and Devin Haney. You know, like you can almost say that Harvey Dock was gonna throw punches in defense of Devin, bro. Like it was insane, man. That was a horrible performance from him. Like I don't ever want to see Harvey Dock ever again. Like that was wild. It was over as soon as Ryan wore the shirt with Haney and the diddler on it. Yeah, man, that was yeah, Ryan was great, man. He in terms of all the clown shit, like, you know, he made his point and he fucking yeah, no, Ryan is I don't know, man. I don't really know what to think about it. Let me see if speed is on. Nope. Yo, guys, I think I overwhelmed my stay. I pretty much have everything to say about this. And then last one closing thing, one last closing statement. Yo, I don't even know if Robert Guerrero Jr. won his fight. I think he fought in March. It's Robert Guerrero Jr. That's his son of the ghost from Gilroy, the kid in black. I'm gonna say this and one last thing. So a lot of people were calling Ryan Garcia a quitter, right? Because Tank Davis hit him with a body shot. And Ryan took a knee and he couldn't get back up after 10 seconds, but he stood up in the 11th second, right? And a lot of people labeled Ryan Garcia a quitter. Well, what has changed, right? We talked about this a little bit in the past, is that Devin don't crack as hard as Tank Davis. To be honest with you, he's not as experienced as Tank Davis, right? And on top of that, Ryan was also weight drained, that he agreed upon making a certain weight with a rehydration clause, right? People were calling Ryan Garcia a quitter. His head wasn't in the correct space, all of that stuff. I'm going to give you guys a different notion, though. Jorge Linares, when Lomachenko dropped him to the body, no one called Jorge Linares a quitter. And Jorge was up on the cards, and he had dropped Lomachenko with a right hand to the chin. He was winning in the scorecards in 2 out of the 3 judges, and he didn't get back up. Okay? The reason that I bring up the comparisons between Jorge Linares and Ryan Garcia is this. They both got hit with a similar body shot. And obviously the stakes are much higher in Ryan Garcia. More people know him, and there's a lot of people that bet money on him. In that fight for Tank Davis, and he takes a knee. But no one called him a quitter when he stood up after that hellacious second round knockdown. Like, that was a brutal shot. A lot of fighters wouldn't have gotten up from that shot. Ryan did, and he still battled 5 or 6 more rounds before it was over with a body shot, where his nose was bleeding. He couldn't solve Tank Davis, and he won pretty much every single round from that point on. Tank was jabbing well, hitting the head and body, and Ryan knew that he was a defeated man, let alone a weakened man of that night. I don't know if Ryan Garcia learned a lesson, but I will say this. Ryan was never a quitter. And if we look back in time, everybody looks back in time and everyone's a genius in hindsight, right? But before, had he not fought Tank Davis, had Ryan not fought Tank Davis, Ryan versus Devin is a 50-50 fight before then. We just got to give a lot of credit to Tank Davis because he took the Floyd Mayweather blueprint. Right, Tank Davis is one of those guys that follows the blueprint to the T of Floyd Mayweather, the May Vinci Code, and he wants to remain undefeated. And in order to do so, you have to match make, you have to circumvent certain fighters in certain big fights, and you have to get an advantage, or wait people out, let Father Time run its course. I wouldn't be surprised if Vasily Lomachenko beats George Kambosos if 7 years later, when Lomachenko was chasing Tank, when Tank was 2021 and the champion after beating Pedraza, I wouldn't be surprised if Tank goes, "Hey, Loma, let's fight." Right? Let's unify. Type of shit. That's the type of fighter Tank is. He's going to wait for the perfect time to strike. That's how he fights. And that's how he fights outside the boxing ring in terms of the negotiation tables. We got to give credit to Tank for basically being a coward. No, for being studious of the craft. If there is one fighter that actually truly listens to Floyd Mayweather, it's Tank Davis. From wearing the same shoe, gloves, and apparel, right? In terms of copying his outfits, he's moving like Floyd outside of the ring. The matchmaking, right? The hydration clause, certain padding on the gloves. Tank's fucking studious. He, in terms of this boxing game, Tank might be stupid outside of whatever it is that he's trying to do outside of it. But inside that boxing ring and square in the negotiations, he's got it locked down. In other words, I don't expect Tank Davis to fight Shakur Stevenson for a while until Shakur Stevenson, you know, maybe takes a defeat or not even a defeat, you know. When Tank fights all these guys, it's going to be when he feels that he can beat these guys. And when he does, he's going to beat them, right? Tank will probably not fight a Teofimo Lopez, right? I don't think he'll fight a Subriel Matias. Tank could beat all these guys. But when he does negotiate with them, it's going to come from a position of power. And you might, you know, say to yourself, well, if you're ever going to negotiate with people, you should always put yourself in a position of power. Ain't no fucking 50-50. This is the art of war. You're always supposed to have an advantage. I don't know. I don't think Muhammad Ali talked like that. Right? I don't think Julio Cesar Chavez Sr. talked like that, or Oscar De La Hoya. I don't think they talk like that. The legends of past year, Felix Trinidad, Miguel Cotto, they talked about A side, B side, and it was kind of understood. But the way how Tank maneuvers certain fighters, Muhammad Ali never ducked a fade with anybody. Sugar Ray Leonard fought all these dudes still. I don't know about Tank. You see what I'm saying? He still owes Lomachenko a fight. I think Lomachenko was putting the pressure on him, and Floyd Mayweather came to his corner, and he was like, nah, we don't have to fight Loma. Anyway, guys, that's pretty much all I got to say. Speed and Drew never hopped on, so. But yeah, man, hopefully you guys have a great Wednesday. I got to go back on Pro Box and watch some fights. But yeah, man, let me know what you guys think about Canelo versus Jaime Munguia. Are you guys giving Jaime Munguia a chance? Is this the year of the upset? If this is the year of the underdog? Do you guys think that Ryan deserves all the credit in the world for beating Devin Haney? Don't matter the context or the circumstances of how he got the job done. Just that he got the job done. Doesn't matter. What do you expect out of Ryan? Does he fight Sean O'Malley next? Does he actually try to become a champion at welterweight? You know, or does these things matter for Ryan? Will this lead to Ryan building a career or just having a moment? Like Andy Ruiz had a moment versus Anthony Joshua, only to fucking fumble it in his next outing. Yo, man, on that note, stay safe, and I'll see you guys on the next one.